Hello everybody, here a new video from Renee from Spain, and I already made a few videos about Poison and the records of Poison, and in those videos what I do, I show an album and their singles I own by that particular album. And now it's the turn of the third album, Flesh and Blood. And first, like back in the day, my favorite album was the first one. Out of the first two, the first one was my favorite. But then this one came out, and this is my favorite album by the band. Also, still now. I mean, maybe back when this came out, I still liked the debut more. Look what the cat dragged in. But I think maybe during the late 90s, early 2000s, Flesh and Blood became my favorite album by the band. It's a little bit more mature. And of course, I became more mature too, of course, during the 90s and 2000s. And I just like a lot of the songs on this album. I still love the debut album, but this album has some very, very, very solid tracks. And I really love it. Here I also have the CD version. Everybody saw millions of times. And for sure you listened to it millions of times. It came out back in 1990. And of course I love Valley of Lost Souls. Flesh and Blood Sacrifice, I love it. I love Skinny Pop. I mean, I liked it more when it was out and it was always on Headbangers Ball, always. I always watched it on there. Life Goes On, that's a great ballad. I also love Something to Believe In. And talking about Something to Believe In, Ride the Wind, I also love it. But anyway, talking about Something to Believe In, here we have a kind of a 10-inch, I think this is, 10-inch yellow vinyl. And here we have on the B-side, Ball and Chains, and an exclusive interview with Brett Michaels. And I also have this 7-inch single with Ball and Chain on the B-side. And of course I own a few times the Skinny Pop 7-inch single, but this is a promo single, Spanish promo single, because the Hispavox were the ones releasing this stuff, in Spain. It's for the radios. Here I have the normal single with Valley of the Lost Souls on the B-side. Very cool. I also own the 12-inch single with Valley of the Lost Souls and Poor Boy Blues on the B-side. And I own the tape. Also the 7-inch, the tape single. See the tape single? Also with Valley of Lost Souls on here too. And then I want to show also the VHS. It was the second VHS they released. Because after the second album they released the VHS. And then again they released one, like a home video. In 91 I think this came out. And here we have the video clips from Flesh and Blood. It's a very cool video. I always like this video very much to see, because also there's like clips in the middle of the video clips. Not only the video clips, they really made a nice home video out of this. Same as the first one was also very cool. And then I also want to show in this video the Swallow This Live incredible live album, and it's such a shame this hasn't been released back in the day on VHS, because for the next album they did release Native Tongue. They released later 7 Days Live, I think it was, a VHS tape. But for this show, You know, there's no VHS tape. I think there's a DVD, a bootleg DVD going around of this show, but it's just great live album. One of my favorite live albums from the 90s, together with Live from Doro from 93, or Blind Guardian, you know, also Tokyo Tales, also from 93, I think it is. Those are two great live albums. And this is another live album that I love very much. You know, I also like Decade of Aggression from Slayer very much. It's another great 90s live album. I also own this on tape version. And I own this on CD. Actually, I own it a few times on CD, but I forgot to pick it out. Maybe I will still get it. It's a double. That's my original one is a double one. And this one is just a single one. But there's a double edition. But this one had a couple of studio songs. So Tell Me Why. This single. So Tell Me Why. With Unskinny Pop on the live on the B-side. This is a studio song. So Tell Me Why. And also I have So Tell Me Why on 12-inch vinyl. This is the collector edition. Comes in red vinyl. I think you can open this, if I remembered right. Kind of a board thing here. And then, yes, I remembered right, yes. A very big poster. It's cool. And this was, of course, this came out in this live album. But my favorite song, you know, of the new tracks of the live album, my favorite song is No More Looking Back. Check out No More Looking Back, you know, on this live album, but it's a studio track. It was a new track. They should have released it like a single too. I was a DJ for a while, you know, I played in a couple of places sometimes. And that's the song I always played because people don't know that song really. And it's the last song on here. No More Looking Back. Check it out by Poison. And also to promote this live album, they released this 7-inch single. Actually, this is again the Spanish edition. And again, this song, you know, Every Rose Has Its Thorn. You know, it really helped promoting this live album, because of course they were playing this song again, and people were thinking, oh great, Poison released a live album. And I also have, like I told you, another edition on CD, but of course it's difficult to get. Maybe I'll still try to get it. I think, okay, I'll check it, I'll check it. This is the one. This is the one. This is the first one I got from this live album back in the day when this was released. I think my mother, when she went to Holland, she bought it for me. Or maybe in, you know, somewhere in Valencia, in a Corte Inglés, because sometimes they went there and they bought it there. And here we have the total, you know, all the songs are on here. You know, it's like a lot more songs than on the other release. Here we have 23 songs. And here we have 17 songs. But in both places you have the new tracks. And the new tracks were So Tell Me Why, you know, the single. Soul on Fire, Only Time Will Tell, another great song actually, another very good song. And my favorites from the four, No More Looking Back. This is one of those Diggy cages, or I don't know how you call them. Anyway, check my other videos, you know, about Poison. If you are a big fan of Poison, you will see me showing other records and 7-inch singles. I already made one about Native Tongue. You know, I already did that. You know, that's why I think I will finish now with the Poison videos. I have some compilations and some other stuff, of course, they released after. Power to the People, you know, some other stuff they released. I have that stuff, but I'm not sure I'm going to make a video for that. But I'm happy that I could make this video, because this is my favorite album by Poison in 2024, at least it is. Flesh and Blood, and the band is touring. I hope to release an album finally, a new record. I would really like that. And stay metal, everybody.